so weird.
The one.
So it completely burns off.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Today I've got something really interesting for you. So we're doing another solo stove Mesa test and I'm going to be burning this. This is a really interesting new bit of fuel that I've discovered. It's called an Easy Light FIRELOG. Now I don't know if you'll be able to get this where you are, but I just got this from our local sort of large hardware sort of retailer, and it's intended for enclosed fire pits, enclosed fireplaces at home. So we're going to give this a go in the Mesa and see how it stacks up to the other things we've tested so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep the methodology as standard as I can, like we have been doing. So we're going to start off with, let's open this up. So, I got to show you what this looks like, guys. Oh my goodness. Have a look at that. It's so weird. So I've used this stuff once before, and I'll link that video up in the corner for you and in the description below. And I was very impressed with how it operated and the burn time I got out of it. So we're going to do exactly the same thing today. I'm going to do 500 grams. I'm going to do exactly 500 grams of this FIRELOG, and we're going to see what it looks like, how it burns, and how it stacks up to pellets and hardwood. So I've got 140 in there now. So I think about half of this block is going to be about 500 grams. So let's see. I've got another one. So that's 480. And that's 500. Cool. 500 grams of this FIRELOG. And I'm just going to put this away. Alright guys, so in the first video where I used this stuff, I found that it was really, really easy to light, which was great. It just sort of caught and it was fantastic. And I did a top-down burn on that one, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm just going to load this up. I'm just going to load up the Mesa. I'm going to try not to cover any of the secondary burn holes. And we're just going to fill this up as much as I can to roughly a similar level to what I would do with pellets. So I think roughly about half of this stuff is going to fit in there. There we go. You got roughly about half in. I'll show you what I've got left here. So I've got this amount left. I hope you can see that. But I think it's roughly about half. So now let's give this a little light, shall we? Let's see how we go. So let me just show you. I'm just going to try and light a couple of the corners towards the edges of the load. There's two. I'm going to grab this one here as well. I just blew one of them out. So this is an interesting sort of stuff because you don't necessarily need a fire lighter. You can just light this stuff directly, which is actually quite useful. And there we go. That's all lit. So, alright guys, so we're officially underway. We've got some action happening there, so I'm going to start my timer as I do. Let me just find it. Alright, timer is going, and I'm going to bring you back as this thing starts to burn down. So what I think I'm going to do today, I'm going to see how long 500 grams of this stuff lasts in the Mesa top-down burn, and then we're going to slowly start adding the rest of it as the first load dies down and see how long we can keep it going for with 500 grams. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And some of you have mentioned that my methodology is flawed, but that's because I use my solar stove Mesa maybe a little differently to most of you. I like using it for, you know, an extended period of time, like, you know, from when I start cooking dinner all the way until I go to bed, which is normally 5 to 6 hours. And that's why I do the tests this way, because then I know if 500 grams of fuel is going to last me 45 minutes or an hour, and I need an 8-hour burn, then I know exactly how much fuel I need to take with me. That's why I do it this way. So there we go. We're a minute in, and almost the entire surface of the biomass is lit. So yeah, I'll bring you back when there's more action. Yeah, cool. See you guys. So guys, we're exactly 2 minutes in now, 2 minutes and 14 seconds. And as you can see, the burn pattern is very, very similar to what you'd expect with pellets or hardwood. All the secondary burn holes are lit now. It's a singular column of flame like you saw with everything else. One thing I will say though, that with this sort of fuel, there is the most microscopic of little bits of smoke that come out of the very top of the flame, but that's not a big deal. It's you know, it's just worth mentioning. And yeah, I'll bring you back when there's more change. All right guys, 4.5 minutes in, we are proper on the go now. And I gotta tell you, I really like the way this stuff works. It's very simple to use. You know, load up the chamber, give it a burn. It's really good. Some of the other things that I've noticed about this particular fuel in the Mesa is it completely burns away. There is nothing left, not even ash, after the stuff is fully combusted, which is also quite cool. I will tell you though that the flame pattern is significantly taller than pellets or even hardwood. So I think there's a lot of energy stored in this stuff. So if you're going to be having it under a top or, you know, under stuff like that, be aware the flame is a little taller. So, you know, you might want to put it on the floor instead of on a table or whatever the case is. So just keep that in mind. But it's really nice. It's amazingly pretty. It's a very, very powerful flame. I do like it a lot. So we're 5.5 minutes in now. I haven't added more fuel yet. I haven't needed to. So I'm gonna not add fuel until this is, you know, on its way out. Then I'll see if I can successfully relight it with the rest. And then, yeah, we'll see how we go. Cheers, guys. All right guys, so we are exactly 15 minutes in and this thing is still going super strong. It's not slowing down, it's going very well. I don't even think the fuel has moved yet, which is pretty cool. Yeah, very impressive so far. This thing puts out an enormous amount of heat. It really does. The entire solar stove Mesa is warm and sort of warm to the touch. Which I don't know if you remember, but from the pellets and the hardwood, the heat only really started from about there, and now the entire thing is hot. Even underneath, it's not boiling hot, but it's definitely heating up. So yeah, so this fuel puts out a significant amount of extra heat compared to pellets and wood. So yeah, something to keep in mind as well. It's going really well, guys. Awesome. How are you doing? What's happening in your space? Put in the comments for me. I'd love to hear from you. Are you enjoying seeing these tests? So this is the third one we've done now. And I've got another surprise for you in the next couple of weeks relating to this sort of stuff as well. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, so I'm recording this on Sunday the 17th of December. It's heading into festive season now. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be using this on our Christmas and Boxing Day functions. So it's good to know exactly what fuel to use. This is now the third fuel I've tested, and so far this is the most aggressive, the strongest, the warmest. I don't know how long it's going to burn for just yet, but it's so far also the easiest to use in my opinion, because you can just fill it up and light it itself. I'll tell you, the texture of this stuff is, it's kind of like mulched wood that's been compressed, so it's a little wet. I'm sure that's maybe some sort of accelerant that they use in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, let's have a look, guys. So now we're at 18 minutes and 15 seconds right there. That's pretty good so far. It's pretty good. I'll put up some of the timings for you in terms of, at the end of the video, which fuel burnt for the longest and what the timings were and all that sort of stuff. As I think now we've got 3 points of comparison: hardwood, pellets, and this FIRELOG. And it'll be interesting to see exactly what the timings are. But yeah, I'll bring you back when we make progress. Alright guys, so as you can tell, the flames are starting to sort of ease off, ease down. There's still an enormous amount of heat coming off this thing, and we are exactly almost 26 minutes in now, which I think is a really good time. So at this point, I think what I'm going to start doing is adding the rest of our fuel. So we've got roughly 250 grams in there that lasted 26 minutes, which is really quite good. So now let's start adding the rest of this fuel. So I'm just going to grab little bits and chuck in a few. And that's the cool thing about this stuff, is you can very easily sort of break it down and put more in, and it should just catch really easily. The problem you've got with pellets is when you're reloading the Mesa, you've got to do it fairly carefully at the beginning, because you could snuff out the flame. With this stuff, I don't think that's going to be a problem, because it just lights itself, which is quite cool. So I'd estimate we've used about maybe 400 grams now. So I'm going to put this last bit in. There we go. Cool. So as you can tell, it didn't go out, nothing happened. It's still going, and this should now very easily just come back up to the original flame height. And I'll give you the timing. We are now 27 minutes, and I'll bring you back when there's another change. Cool, guys. All right, boys and girls, 36 minutes. That's pretty impressive, actually. Gonna do another little load up here. Maybe let's put this one in as well. There we go. All right, 36 minutes so far, and we've got a fair bit left. Let's keep going. Cool. Hey guys, made a little coffee. So we're at 40, let's call it 47 minutes right now. I've added all of the biofuel in there, and man, it's still going super, super strong. So this is already in the realm of 500 grams of pellets, maybe a little longer. I think pellets will get you between 45 to 55 minutes, depending on, you know, how much you put in, the style of it, like top down versus lighting from the bottom. You know, there's a bit of variables in there. But yeah, 500 grams of biofuel. I've just filled it up again. I'm expecting about an hour out of this. But let's see. So far it's been really cool. So for the same amount of weight as wood or pellets, you're getting a much more intense burn so far. Still, you know, only a tiny little bit of smoke available. So yeah, so let's see how long this goes for until it's fully gone. And yeah, that should give us a nice bit of data to use. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee, and I'll bring you back. Cheers. Alright guys, so as you can tell, we're at the last legs now, and we're at 55 minutes. So that is very, very similar to what I would get with hardwood, but I got to tell you, keeping this thing going for an hour is quite easy with the biomass, because you can put sort of big chunks in, and those chunks tend to burn for a long time and very well. You're not adding wood like every couple of minutes. Similarly to pellets, you don't have to add handfuls every little bit. It's just one little block, boop, and it lasts, you know, 10-15 minutes. So far it's great. It's a wonderful experience doing it with biomass. You get a really strong flame, really solid burn, just a little bit of smoke, and I think that's because of the accelerant in the actual fuel itself. So guys, what I'll do now is I'll put on the screen for you the different timings that we got for pellets, hardwood and biomass, and that should give you an idea of what 500 grams of each fuel type is going to get you in the Solo Stove Mesa. So make up your own mind, use whatever fuel you like, use what you've got on hand, and there we go. I hope that was informative and enjoyable for you. This will probably be the last test I'm going to do with the Mesa. I've got the Mesa XL coming, so we'll repeat the process with that. And then I've got another little fire pit coming, which is a bit of a different one I haven't heard of before, and we'll do the same tests on that as well. And that should give us plenty of data in terms of little tabletop fire pits. So if there's any questions, any comments, guys, please put them in the comments for me. Love to hear from you, love to know what you're up to, love to know how you're using your Solo Stove Mesa and how it's different to me. Like I said, I like using this little thing over extended periods of time. So what's important for me about the fuel type I'm using is A, lighting it, B, keeping it going, and C, how much of the fuel I need for a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hour burn. So those are the things that are important for me. Like I said to you, I hardly ever camp without my Mesa with me. I love having my Mesa. So yeah, fuel types is important, especially when you're looking at things like, you know, a 6 or 7 hour burn. Knowing how much to take with you, how much you'll need, I think it's valuable. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me once again. And if you've enjoyed this content, please click the like and subscribe. It means the world to me. I've also got a whole Solo Stove Mesa playlist for you, which I'll link in the description and probably up there as well. And yeah, if you want to see more of the testing and more of my experience with it, have a look at those ones. And yeah, I'll look forward to seeing you again for the next one. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great Christmas and festive season. I hope you're spending time with family. If you're not, go away camping, spend some time by yourself, and hopefully I'll catch you guys up in the new year. Awesome. See you guys. Thanks so much. Cheers. Whoa, guys. Hold on. We're still going. Yeah, this thing was looking like it was dying down and then it just caught back up again, and we're over an hour now, an hour and 1 minute. So that is, yeah, it's very impressive actually. It seems like it's starting to slow down now, but an hour and 1 minute, guys, for 500 grams. That's very significant. That's the longest I've gotten out of any of the fuel types so far. So yeah, let's see how long it goes for. All right, guys, listen, now it looks like it's dying off. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. All right, that is very, very impressive. An hour and 5 minutes for 500 grams. That's pretty good. That really is quite good. That beats hardwood, it beats pellets, it beats everything I've tried. Very, very cool. That was very, very pleasant. So, in conclusion, what do I think about doing biomass in the Solo Stove? I think it's brilliant. I really do. It was a great burn. It was a really good burn. Packing something like this is a no-brainer. It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't make a mess. I really like that. I think that's awesome. And we're still sort of going. But yeah, I think this stuff is amazing. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to get this where you are. It's a FIRELOG biomass. There's many different names for it. This one that I've got is highly compressed. It's a bit sticky, it's a bit liquidy. I guess that's the accelerant in there. I don't know what's in there. I can't tell from the packaging what actually is in here. but it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell of chemicals or anything. In fact, it doesn't smell like anything, to be fair. So yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really, really, really good. Now, I think you could probably add less per go or less to start with, which will extend your burn time even longer. The packaging says a log like this will get you 2 hours. I think that's probably accurate because I've used half of it, which is 500 grams, and we've gotten an hour and exactly an hour and 7 minutes. All right, sorry, hour and 6 minutes. So yeah, I reckon 2 hours out of a log like this, it's pretty good. Really pretty good. This is obviously much easier to pack than a whole bunch of little kindling bits, and you know, maybe a bag of pellets is about the same, but guys, I think it's great. I really do. Any questions, you pop them in, and yeah, I'll bring you back when there's another test on the go. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. See you again.